Hey Bats, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I really appreciate the feedback I've been getting on my videos lately, so if you do like my stuff, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and support a new YouTuber. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, some horror originated on the internet through web series or stories like creepypasta or general creations by horror artists, so we're not looking at general horror movies or urban legends or horror stories. I wanted to explore some scary characters that aren't going to hurt you from internet horror in particular. Number 1. Long Horse. Trevor Henderson is my favorite internet horror artist, so I'm thrilled to talk about one of his creations here, and he actually inspired me quite a bit to look more into horror and actually create my own monster, as you see me using here. Long Horse is an entity that looks really eerie to many people, but in reality is actually harmless, so if you're a fan of Pokemon, think Absol, which is a very misunderstood creature. In both cases, the creature is actually warning of disaster, not the cause of it, so that you can prepare. Which is much like myself, actually. Harmless, I promise. That aside, while Long Horse embodies horror itself, they're actually very curious, though no one knows how they show that exactly according to their lore. Their neck can stretch endlessly, and they will make joints when they deem necessary. When a new joint is made, there's a cracking sound, like the crack of a finger. One fun fact about Long Horse is that they enjoy apples. You can offer an apple and it will wither up. That means they accept the offering, and what that means, I'm not entirely sure. Apparently, Long Horse is said to smell like cinnamon, which is very adorable. So if you see Long Horse in your reality or dreams, you can be assured that the entity won't hurt you, but you should prepare for something dangerous coming your way. What that will be, I don't think anyone can tell you. And I know I said that Long Horse isn't the cause of it, but it's speculated they might be and might not want to be. It's actually kind of a sad story if that's the case. Number 2. CORNERFOLK. So, CORNERFOLK is a short video on YouTube from a researcher of strange things, and it reveals, CORNERFOLK information, which are interdimensional travelers that rest on the corners of planes. These CORNERFOLK are actually harmless and just happen to stop in your universe to rest sometimes. But the researcher goes a little bit crazy, and by a little I mean a lot. They start obsessing over the CORNERFOLK, which is a big no-no. Prior to their descent into madness, however, they suggest the CORNERFOLK are just traveling through the plains in search of food, much like we would leave our houses to do so. The CORNERFOLK never do anything to this person, yet they say when the CORNERFOLK jump, it feels like they're taunting them. Why that would be different from when they're usually doing things, I'm not entirely sure. And like I said, the CORNERFOLK don't do anything different regardless, so it's the researcher that's the problem. In the end, the researcher takes the leap, so to speak, and goes to this corner plane that they're obsessed with, and ends up with all of their organs folded. It's eerie to think about, but you can survive that sort of thing in this universe, apparently. They were living with their friend at the end of the video, so it's quite alarming, It's interesting. This piece isn't really scary so much as uncanny and creepy. It's got some really cool world building, and it still fits in this list though just due to how odd it is, like our next entry. Number 3. OMEGAMART employees. So what starts off as something that feels like a parody is actually quite creepy. It's not a parody, it's more like Uncanny Valley. OMEGAMART is a grocery store with a high level of anomalies in a grocery store, obviously, which means it comes off as very strange in your universe while acting like everything is normal. Like I said, that's the Uncanny Valley concept. So everything should be normal, but something is off. There's tons of OMEGAMART commercials that display odd producers, like root beer flavored vape juice flavored root beer. Try saying that 5 times fast. I would say this is analog or digital horror, sort of. But we're not here to define the types of horror, we're here to talk about the stars of the show, the employees. OMEGAMART employees are just here to help out customers. There's nothing malicious about them. Trust me. We can see from their employee training video that they want customer satisfaction and handle some customers that are extraordinary. How thoughtful. Granted, I mean, they're people just trying to do their jobs, so they're not really like, oh, we have to really help these customers because we want to. It's their job, so it could be like that, just like in real life. But either way, they're still harmless. You should stop there sometime, though. They have a lot of really good stuff. Just try not to lose your mind with the amount of savings you'll get. Number 4. SCP-5031, yet another murder monster. So the SCP Foundation is known in internet horror as a piece that is expansive. It's an expansive universe, rather. Entities like myself, not like myself, I've never been there. Anyway, entities are typically anomalous monsters, and this one is no different. More on the SCP Foundation really fast though, for those who may not know. It's writing in a scientific manner on the internet meant to emulate scientists in a large secret organization that protects the world. And it can be a pain in the rear for some anomalies. Again, not me. All of that said, SCP-5031 may be labeled as yet another murder monster, but it's actually quite harmless if treated right. It's got a great story because some in the Foundation are known to be unnecessarily cruel or just don't listen to entities. I should know. Whereas, one of the stars of the show, senior researcher Stanley Huxtable, is a darling and deserves many hugs for his work. Granted, daring does actually work in this situation because he did risk working with SCP-5031, so. Basically, speaking of which, researcher Huxtable treated SCP-5031 as a living, thinking, and sentient entity. Gee, who would have known treating things with respect would work out in the end, right? As it turns out, the entity was exceptional at cooking and generally a pleasure to be around, like myself. So just please take a look for a second at how adorable this is. Come on. SCP-5031 has said its first word, salt. We are all immensely proud. That is bloody adorable, and you can't tell me otherwise. This is one of my favorite stories from the Foundation, to be completely honest, and you can probably tell why. Number 5. CHOO, or Mr. Transport, or the Transport Man, from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. All aboard! Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is an internet horror that also encompasses the Uncanny Valley well. So it has the mask of a kid's show with puppets that then proceed to go terribly wrong and wander into the realm of horror. It recently got a television series that, by the way, is really good. I personally really enjoyed it. In the show, 3 puppets are tormented by teachers with odds lessons that really aren't lessons at all. Again, going into the Uncanny Valley and what the hell is going on. I thought about including the computer in here, since he's actually quite nice in the show, and only really freaked out when touched in the original series, but CHOO made the cut because he feels a bit more harmless, and it's my list, so here we are. CHOO, or Mr. Transport, or the Transport Man, again, the fandom really isn't sure, is a very old train that struggles to teach the crew because he's just not all that there, very clearly. He dies a few times in the episode and then is permanently dead in the end. At no point did he hurt the crew except for hitting the red guy with a cane, I suppose, but it's just not the same as, I don't know, pouring oil into an art piece or screeching loud enough to make yellow guy's ears bleed. We all don't think his death was real though, do we? I guess. I hope not. Anyway, bats, that would conclude our list. I wanted to thank everyone for all of the feedback I've been given, really positive stuff. I'm ever improving these videos. This new method of doing scripts is fun and interesting, so I hope you enjoy it as well. Make sure, like I said in the beginning, to like and subscribe, leave a comment to support me, and thank you for all the patience, because like I said, and I'm going to say like I said a lot and repeat myself, I'm still getting used to the new way I do things now, and I can definitely talk properly. I'm always open to suggestions on content. You'll be getting more content like this, the 5 lists and talking about internet horror, paranormal, and all that sort of thing. So the support has been giving me tons of motivation. I want to thank you so much. And yeah, so have a nice night or day wherever it is for you folks.